Hello everyone, Steva Studios here, and this video will be a storytime video. As the title says, it's about scammers. And in particular, the scammers I've encountered on both Instagram and Facebook. I wanted to make this video so I can warn other artists out there so they know how this scam works and what to look out for. So if you are an artist, I hope this saves you time and money. And if you know an artist, please feel free to send this to them so they can be aware of this scam. And just sharing this in general helps, as it might reach an artist or two. During this story, I will be painting something as well. I just wanna mention that that I did take a lot of chances making this one, and I used techniques and materials I've never tried before, so enjoy watching me struggle to make this piece. How it started for me was, I was on Instagram. I uploaded an art piece and it got a little bit more attention than usual, and not too long after I got 2 private DMs. Both praised my art and wondered if I was open for commission. As you can imagine, I was elated. I think that this is the highest form of compliment an artist can receive. Having someone like your art enough to actually wanting to pay for it. That is one of the greatest feelings in the world as an artist, at least in my opinion. So imagine how amazing I felt about having 2 people wanted to buy my art. So before I go any further, I just want to point out that the only people who have contacted me thus far was NFT people. They call themselves NFT art collectors, so I was a bit hesitant until I found out they wanted to pay with real money this time. So this was a breeze of fresh air for me. I was tired of all the NFT investors wanting to buy, I'm saying that with quotation marks, my art. So these commissions made me even more happy. Now, I haven't had a lot of commissions before, and the ones I've had was with people I met face to face, so it was in real life. Doing this online was new to me, but I did know how it worked. What I found strange, which became the first red flag in this case, was the fact that they told me what they were willing to pay first. And the price was good. However, usually the person will say what they want and the artist will give them a price. Depending on how much time, effort and material it will take to make it, that determines how expensive it will be. But maybe this is how people do it, right? They had a budget and I respect that. What they wanted was pretty standard. The first person, the man, wanted a portrait of a dog for $300, and the woman wanted the family photos painted in my original art style for $100 each, so $700 in total. I thought it was fair and felt excited to make this. It was a good commission, it was fun. For a couple of days we go back and forth on the orders to make sure they get what they want. So finally we come to an agreement and it's time to pay. Now usually you pay half when ordering and the rest when the piece is done. This is to make sure the customer don't waste the artist's time and they are actually serious about buying art. Some tattoo artists do this as well, so it's nothing new. But the man wanted to pay everything up front. Since I knew I wasn't going to scam him, I agreed. So I set up my PayPal account and he asked for my email address so he could pay me. I looked it up and this is how it works. I even asked some friends who use PayPal to make sure. You can either use someone's name, email or even phone number to pay someone through PayPal. At first I worried about giving out my email address to a stranger online, but again, this is how it works. Once we were on the same page about the commission, he said that he was going to pay me and I waited for him to do so. Eventually he sent a screenshot of payment and I said I was going to start working on it the next day because, well, it was late. When I woke up the next day, I saw an email in my junk mail from PayPal that said the payment had failed because the sum was too high and I needed to upgrade to a business account in order to get it, which I also had to pay for. Of course, the mail claimed that this was very urgent and needed to be fixed immediately. Here's the weird part. If I didn't do this, the sender, aka the client in my case, would have to pay $200. I had also got a message on my Insta from him where he told me that he got an email from PayPal that told him he needed to pay $200. I responded immediately and told him it was a scam. How did I know? Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to see through, but I decided to call PayPal support just to make sure, and they had some important information which I will share. First and foremost, this is very important to know. PayPal only sends messages from service@paypal.com. And all the messages they send you through email you can also read on your PayPal account. So this is very important to know. The email I got was from something like paypal3538@gmail.com, which obviously isn't official. Not to mention it ended up in my junk mail and not my inbox. The second thing is that switching to a business account is free, and the limit one can receive to a private account is not 300. It's much higher than that, like 1,000, I don't remember. Because I sent the scam email to PayPal so they can look into it. I suggest you do the same if you get something like this, that you CC the scam email to phishing@paypal.com. So let PayPal handle the rest. Once I told him it was a scam, he acted confused and I explained why it was a scam. That's when he stopped responding. At first I thought he might be innocent and someone else was trying to scam both of us. But when he ghosted me and then blocked me when I told him it was a scam, well, it was very telling, and I was really disappointed, as you can imagine. Now I was convinced that the woman might be a scammer as well, due to the similarities in the messaging. And I told her, good news, my last client was a scammer, so I can start working on your commission. She had to wait because I was only gonna do one at a time. And he was the first to contact me, so, he was first in line. She asked me how I knew it was a scam, and I asked her why she asked that. If she's not gonna scam me, it shouldn't matter to her, at least in my opinion. That would be, irrelevant to her. And after that, she stopped talking to me too, so I assumed she was a scammer as well. She didn't block me though, but she ghosted me and haven't read my messages since after that question about why she needed to know. The weird thing was she sent reference images to my email, which looked nothing like the ones she sent me on Insta. I don't even think it was the same people in the photos. I don't understand this and I never got an explanation. If you know why she might have done this, please let me know in the comments below, because still to this day I don't get it. I was furious at these people trying to scam me. PayPal scammers go after artists now, and we have it tough enough, especially with the whole AI art thing ruining it for all of us. When I calmed down, I was just glad that I didn't fall for it, and now I knew how it worked. I knew how these kind of scams operated. So that's why I'm making this video again about this, so I can inform others. I was mostly mad because they had wasted my time and they got my hopes up. But that's not the end of it. Not too long after that, maybe a couple of days, I got a message on my Facebook. A man wanted to buy a commission and I was very skeptical and decided to test him. Again, the similarities in the messaging was telling. He wanted 3 portraits for his young son, an emotional tactic which the first one used as well. And he told me how much he would pay for it. Again, not really how it works. I checked his Facebook account and it was recently created with no friends. this was obviously a scammer. So I told him the payment was too low for the work, and he said it was all he had. This confused me because I thought he might add some more since he was gonna scam me anyway. Eventually I told him I could do one of the pictures for that sum, but not all 3. To be honest, this is something I would do if it was a real client as well, because it was quite low for 3 full-size detailed portraits. But it was also good to try to see how this would go. But he agreed to the one picture for the same sum of money. He wanted to pay me right away, again, not how it works. And I refused to give him my email this time. I told him he could just use my name, but he insisted that it didn't work, and he became very annoying about getting my email address. Now this is very common with scammers. Once they don't get their way, they become rude. I told him I would not give him my email address because people had tried to scam me in the past. And he told me he didn't have time for this and he wanted to cancel his order. And I was actually quite amused, and this just said it was busted. He was busted. Ever since then, I haven't had another scammer contact me. So scammers work together, and if you fall for it or even just respond, they will try again and again to get more money out of you, to see if they can get you. When they finally realized I was onto them and knew it was a scam, they withdrew and went on to the next artist probably. So I really hope this video reaches out to a lot of people so it can be prevented. Artists like me who aren't big on social media are easy targets. We become so happy when people actually acknowledge our work and want to purchase it. We might look past red flags. Please be careful and respect your craft. Only you can make what you make. If you have a scammer story, please share it in the comments so we can be more aware of the different tactics they use. Thanks for watching this video, and if you shared it, I'm so grateful. Let's work together to prevent stuff like this and help each other out. Again, we artists need to support each other. It's hard enough as it is. I hope you're taking care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.